Wraps are great to have in the cupboard. They can be used for all types of things other than making a delicious snack on the run. And one of my favorite little things is a multigrain chip. I have great Simpson's Pantry veggie garden wraps here. I keep wraps in my pantry, in the freezer. They last for ages and they work so well in so many different recipes. To get this recipe kick-started, get a few wraps out. You know, you can make as many or as few as you want, but I always make these fresh on the day because they only take about 10 minutes to make and they are so tasty. So I've got about 3 wraps here, and all I'm going to do is cut them into bite-sized pieces. So whether you like squares, circles, triangles, whatever you want, cut them to suit you. All I like to do is cut them in half to make triangles and then cut those into then quarters. I find that makes the best chip to scoop up any dip you serve this with. Now this is the part I want you to take home. This is where you add the flavour. Whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, this is the point it goes in. So to get it started, a bit of extra virgin olive oil. Now if you had spray, it would work as well and it would cut down the calories. But extra virgin olive oil has been proven to be really good for you. So don't be afraid to get a couple of tablespoons in there. Okay, now that they're coated, we can start adding flavours. Now I keep pre-mixed spices in my pantry because they're really handy when you want to make something in a rush. Like this Egyptian Dukkah here, it has about 4 or 5 separate spices in it alone, plus a few other seeds, and it is so tasty and simple to use. So over these chips, a couple of tablespoons, along with that, a good pinch of salt and freshly cracked black pepper. There we go. And then onto a non-stick tray. Now I've got a couple here, just depending on how many you make. It's really simple. You want your chips in a single layer. So whether you're making 1 tray or 5 trays, it doesn't matter as long as they're not touching each other or not stacked on top of each other, because that's how you get a nice, crispy, crunchy chip in under 10 minutes. Now they're going into the oven for between 5 to 10 minutes or until they're crispy and crunchy and ready to serve this dip. Now you could do any type of dip that you wanted, but I really enjoy a nice herb yogurt dip with this. So I have Greek style yogurt, and we're just gonna simply build up the flavors. Now I have basil and spring onion here, but you could use Vietnamese mint, coriander, thyme, rosemary, anything would work really well in this mix. What you could do is whatever spices you're using on your chips, you could follow up with them in the yogurt, and that really just ties the dish together. No real measurements, just a good handful of punchy herbs. That's the best thing you can do when cooking at home. If you're trying to eat healthy, lots of herbs and lots of spices, that is how you're going to get the tastiest food. And to that now, just basil leaves. All you want to do is hold it by the thickest part of the stem, and all I do is just pick off the leaves into the pile, and we'll just build that up and run the knife through it, and you've got a simple herb mix ready to mix through anything. There we go. And just bring it all together again, fold it up in your hands. Don't be dainty about this, and just run your knife through and continue to run it through until you have a finely chopped herb mix. There we go, look at that. Get these into the bowl, and look at that colour, that nice, fresh green colour. There we go, give that a good mix, and you just want to now season it up. Again, a little bit of salt, just take the yogurt into the savoury world. Freshly cracked black pepper, always freshly cracked. Just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I find extra virgin olive oil in this recipe just helps smooth out the tang of the Greek yogurt and makes it a more well-rounded dip to use. Let's give this a taste. That's exactly what I want, that basil. It's just so exciting. So let's get it into a little bowl now. Our chips are well on the way to being ready. We'll just wait for them until they're crispy and crunchy brown. Now Now these took no time at all, and that was so simple. It's a great recipe to make at a moment's notice. Chips and dip don't always have to be bad for you, and I think this recipe really shows you that. So simple. And these chips, I honestly make them on the day. They do last in an airtight container for a couple of days, but hear that crunch. So much better than any of that unhealthy store-bought stuff you generally get, and so much tastier.